The PSE-22 is a little larger than the PSE-20, so maybe you want to upgrade to longer X-axis bars, but if you want to keep the old bars, that's okay too. We start by disassembling the machine. The spring is no longer needed. To remove the pipe holder's cover is quite easy. Use a small flathead screwdriver. However, new corrugated tubes and new holders are provided. To remove the corrugated tube holder, you may need a Phillips screwdriver or a hex key, depending on what I provided in that moment. Most probably, you will need a hex key. A set of tools is provided. Here you can use an 8mm wrench, but I use another tool to go faster. I will go for longer X-axis bars. It's good for me to have more room for my laser works. The Y bars are going to be reused, so I will keep the gray brackets on the Y-axis bars. The X block. We begin by mounting the stepper motor. The right bolts are provided. This X key 2 mm is a basic one. If you have a one with a conic end, it is better. Here I switched to a new block. In this one, no need to drill holes. Now is the moment to make a preliminary setting of the centric nuts. The wheel should be able to slip with a little friction. If you have traction when you spin the wheel, it is not good. At the same time, if you try to wobble the block on the X bar, it should not wobble at all and should be totally adherent to it. To tight or release, there is not going clockwise or counterclockwise. It depends where you are in the orbit of the nut. Very smooth. I will mount the belt pulley for you at about the right position, but then you may need to adjust it a little depending on how you lay down the belt. Later we will see that a good starting point is the thickness of a cutter blade from the plate. I've forgotten, the first thing to do is to mount inside the X bar the only two cables that they don't come inside the corrugated tube. If you forget, as I did, then you should disassemble the connectors and slip the cable under the X block. Then reassemble the connector. Now you have these two plastic long covers to firm the cables in position. Keep a gap at the ends in order to be able to move the cables. Consider which connector goes to the Arduino and keep them to the right position. Connectors and plugs will arrive to you marked. The 2-pin plug and the 4-pin plug marked with Y go to the Arduino side facing the X-stepper motor. I will show you in a minute. Exactly like this. Screw in a little the headless ball to the T-nut. I will show you different ways to put this nut over the belt and inside the groove in the aluminum bar. Tight, but not excessively. Pass the belt inside the X block. Check if there is friction between the belt and the edge of the pulley. Here I use a blade. Another manner is to push inside the nut obliquely using the finger and then a small tool. Put in tension the belt. Just a few kilograms of tension is enough. No need to overdo. Check that everything is tightened. Now insert the 2mm nails in the lower holes and lay down on them the bracket carrying the linear bearing. It will be mounted in the right position. If you want, you can mount now the small rail, but I did it in the assembling video. So I will show you later how to mount it and how to calibrate it. Now we need to mount a belt pulley. The first nut goes as you expect, and the second goes upside down. They are self-locking, so if you want to be able to insert the nut upside down, you need to give it a go in the normal way, so the plastic on top will have the right thread. Then you mount it upside down. Just take care here, don't use the electric screwdriver. This bearing can be damaged. The pulley should be able to spin freely. You just keep the nut a 1/10 of a millimeter from the pulley. Then we mount all back. Pay attention to where is the cable's side of the X-bar. It faces the stepper motor. Note also which connectors goes right and which one goes left. It's easy to get mistakes. I'm not using the electric screwdriver for the nut over the centric nuts. The centric nut must be free to be adjusted with just a little of resistance. Again, I was almost forgetting about the corrugated tubes holders. use these screws for the X block. Here I check again the eccentric nuts. We need to mount the plastic columns that will hold the boards. So we need to mount two wheels to insert some columns bolts. But it's a good practice to check the wheels before to mount them. So in case you need to replace them, you can do it. And we check and set also the other wheels. Now it is impossible to move the eccentric nuts. With the electric screwdrivers I tie to match. Easy fix. For the Uno you will mount 3 columns in the Y block, and you will mount the remaining one only on the Arduino. However, it is better to mount the Arduino after you mount the stepper motor and the belt. Same procedure for this belt. Then you mount the shield on top of the Arduino. Again, stepper motor. Belt pulley, but I will mount the pulley for you. Check the belt against the belt pulley edge. Here we mount the board that controls the Z-axis. We need to install the new belt pulley to the stylus. It will be used by a belt to spin it. Prepare the stylus like this. Then we mount back the microscope's supports. And now we are ready to go to the next video, assembling the PSE-22.